me and the Lord, we got an understanding. We're on a mission from God.
If that water wet, it's got gators in it.
Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
All right, good people. This is the AMA for Pedestrians. Okay, this is my pedestrian channel. The Master Teachers Responds. I'm thinking about turning this into a political space where I put a lot of political content on it, geopolitics, amongst other things. Since I'm getting back into C-SPAN, okay, and getting back into congressional hearings and Senate hearings and what is it, Washington Journal, stuff like that. Stuff that I can tell you. No, but I've been here 10 years. Nobody looks at that shit. Okay, nobody looks at that shit. But we have political experts in this space. No, but nobody looks at it. And this is stuff that I can tell you. The people in DC that are into politics and thereabouts, they look at this stuff all the time. But nobody looks at it, even though it's free. Anyhow, it's an AMA, and it's for people that normally are not welcome on my other channels. Okay, so this is for the as long as you don't get too trolly. Okay, you can voice your opinion. If you get too trolly, because a lot of times people, want to do all the Rick James, right? Would get up on my couch with their muddy feet and start saying, F your couch. And that's something I don't allow. So I don't, the Manosphere, when I first started in the Manosphere, especially the Black Manosphere, when I first came over here, you take a lot because you're trying to build a coalition. And a lot of stuff that would normally piss you off and you wouldn't normally take, you got to, how they say you have to eat your lunch. You got to bite your lip. And I did that for 10 years, okay? For 10 years to get this thing off the ground. And now we got political former presidents mentioning the Manosphere and the Black Manosphere. You got it's a real big thing amongst academics right now. I've seen like 3 or 4 papers with the Black, not just the Manosphere, but the Black Manosphere in their titles, okay? In their titles and in their subject matter. So we have arrived. So in other words, what we wanted to accomplish when we first started the Manosphere or the Black Manosphere, we've already done that. When you hear so-called Black feminists talk about Black men and women coming back to the table, which everybody thought that was nuts when Obsidian said it back in 2015. Everybody says, "Who BGS? What do you think about the table?" Why don't you go ask Obsidian, because that's his idea, okay? About Black men and women horse trading and coming back to the table and horse trading with their men. Because Obsidian was never for the Beckys or the Divestors or dating outside your race or passport, or even passport bros. Obsidian was about finding a condition to where Black men and women could actually come back together. He's always been that way. People think that he's not, but he's always that way. Kevin was that way. Kevin was that way until you guys convinced him otherwise, that you couldn't be reasoned with. Even the new guy, Jeff sounds just like Kevin, okay? Sounds just like Kevin. And Jeff is one of the guys that are pro-Black that actually had to take the red pill. Okay? They had to take the red pill. So in other words, if drastic measures have to be taken, if the saints are going to be preserved. I'm trying to remember where I read that. So this is where we are. So people always wonder, will BGS what were you after in the Black Manosphere, in the Manosphere, the Black Manosphere? What's your goal? The goal has already been reached. Okay, I've said that before. The goal's already been reached. As far as what my original mission was, it's already been done. When Kevin popped out and he broke through, my mission was already done 5 years ago. because I knew where it was going to go. So I didn't need to do anything else. Okay, it was on its own momentum. Okay, I stayed around because passport bros and even the what he call, we're probably going to start calling them political bros, is now starting to rise. And a lot of cats tell me you can't go yet because there's stuff that needs to be done. And you're starting to see us black manosphere and the manosphere break through in the political spectrum. Okay, Donald Trump, he made it pop and he made it popular. Now it's all over the planet. Okay, the UK is. Why do you think the UK is trying to tamp it down? Okay, why do you think they're in there trying to negotiate with the males now? Okay, why do you think they're trying to subdue Andrew Tate? Because now it's into politics. It's affecting voting patterns. It's affecting policy, and that's something they weren't ready for. I heard a whole bunch of other folks on academics. They're actually on. I think it was not Telegram. What is they call? What do they call that? I forget the name of the app, right? And they were arguing over some dude that said I think it's Morehouse, man, and they call him a Curryite. In other words, he follows the workings and writings of Tommy Curry. Okay, and it's spreading, and they're pissed because it's spreading because black women don't hold the narrative anymore, and they're pissed. So all the stuff that I wanted to accomplish has already been done, right? So basically, I'm here just assisting the next phase. Okay, that's out of my hands because that's up to the academics and the people that have those positions that to push that stuff forward. Okay, I can help them. I can do research. I can analyze. But the thing is, the next people with the baton or have to be the people in positions with the 3 letters behind their name that should push this forward. Okay. Anyhow, I knew you'd be back. What's up? What's going on, Ensign? I will drop the link in about 10 minutes. You here for the ASMR? I know, baby. I know, man. How you doing? Okay. How you doing, my little Southern Belle? Doing all right? Shannon Moore, what's up? Saint Cyr. Daniel, what's going on? Prince. Big Trick. Who up? What up? Who's getting cooked? Nobody's getting cooked. I had to cook today. Earlier last night is because I thought me and Big J had come to kind of like a stalemate. Hey, you don't bother me. I'm not gonna bother you, right? But he can't help it. Okay. So instead of giving him, I've been holding back the evil twin for a long time, so I let him out, man. Okay. All right. You don't get it. So you're on that list. You get the evil twin from now on. Detro, Shannon Green, Martin Muhammad, what's going on? Barry, Kennard, Horowitz, stay within the lines, pedestrians. It's safer for you that way. They don't know how, man. It's like little kids wandering to the middle of the freeway. And when they get hit, oh, I'm hurt. It's a great idea, but you have any time to insights on what makes it relevant? I have no idea what that is. What's good, Smitty? Yeah, Clubhouse. Yeah, Clubhouse. They were on Clubhouse, man, and they were. What I can't stand about these intersectional feminists, man. Okay, they use all the $10 words and they wrap it in a lexicon. Okay, because they think because technical language that means it makes sense, right? Okay, so in other words, we understand what 1 is, we understand what 2 is. Okay, understand what 4 is. So they think because it's in technical language, 1 plus 2, which is a sum, will equal 4, and it doesn't. Because they think just because you said it in a proper manner that it equals what it equals. It doesn't. It doesn't make any logical sense. And they bring up other authors, but they don't even reference why the argument doesn't work. Oh, it's misogyny. Oh, it's femicide, blah, blah. I just read a paper about femicide, okay, black femicide, and how the black manosphere is causing it. But they don't talk about the near 50%, near 50-50 violence going back and forth between male and female, and how the instigator of the said violence is like 80 to 90% of the female. Women start that shit, and then when the man gets out of hand, they call the cops. My mother did it in the '60s. Okay, I saw her do it, provoke him, and then when shit get out of hand, you get on the phone and she used to call Dallas police to come get him because she couldn't handle him because she getting ready to get hurt. She getting ready to get hurt because he getting ready to. She poked the bear. The bear getting ready to maul her, so she got to call the game warden. Okay, to get the bear off of her. All Star G, what's up? The Watcher, Kinsey and Red, Country Boy 87, what's up? Kids have more common sense than some of these pedestrians. Okay, well, kids don't automatically think that they're right. Okay, that's the problem. That's what they call. My teacher used to say this is called simple ignorance. Right? Simple ignorance is when you don't know. Okay, you don't know. Compound ignorance is when you think you know and you're dead wrong. And what we have with these so-called pedestrians is compound ignorance. Spirit of justice, what's going on? What's up with Obama? He's tripping. What's he tripping about? We just listened to the Clubhouse clip. What they said made no. It doesn't make sense because okay. Unfortunately, okay, a lot of these academics, okay, talk about use technical language to talk about feelings instead of talking about logic until solving a problem. They're not trying to solve a problem. They're trying to tell you how they felt. Question. Well, I'm here. That's why it's called Ask Me Anything. You're supposed to ask the question. Big J's a retard. Cooked him on his own show. Agreed with me 9 out of 10 times. The guy is a blue pill hopium retard. Yeah, he's a retard. If the game doesn't work for you, why do you, Big J, want to use all computer? Because he doesn't have anything else. Big J's, what do you think about the African Union adding the diaspora? You know what? They tried. They wanted to do that back in the '90s. They tried to do it back in the mid 2000s. Okay. The African Union has to get itself together and bring its own member states together. Okay, in agreement. Okay, they got to solve their own internal problems first before adding other people. They want to add the diasporas because the diaspora brings money. They don't have no money. Okay, question, sir. Epstein file. Do you think this blows up release? I think President Trump is using Epstein file as blackmail. Okay. Because notice the Epstein's file started to disappear when he got the big, beautiful bill passed. So I think he's holding it in the cards as blackmail. I don't think it'll be released. I never thought it would get released. I thought it was always going to be blackmail. Maybe you were being rhetorical, but you asked if this space to post a lot of political content was. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't asking. What I'm saying is I think it's probably a better place to put it. What do you think about African Union adding? Okay, because of the $1.7 trillion spending power. Yeah, that's what it is. They don't have money. Okay, they need money in tech, and they need the Black Americans the Western Black Americans and others to actually participate because we got the skills and money to help them. Okay, they're not really fond of the Chinese coming in and taking over. They really aren't. Okay, even though the Chinese can't do it, it's because they can't live there. Okay, they can't survive in that environment. So that's probably the reason why. But the thing is, that's how come they're thinking about it because hell, we talk, man. You know how difficult to talk to African boomers and African Gen Xers, man, because they're on some kind of other shit. Okay, it's called fear. They're afraid that we're going to come to do to them what the white people have done to them already, and that's the issue. But I can tell you what, man, millennials move toward this more, and the Gen Zs ain't taking none of that shit, man. So Gen Z and on the continent is going to change the way Africa works. I can tell you that, man. I can see it coming. African Union has a lot of internal problems. Okay, the African Union is one shot, and I'll say this. I'm not going to speak on it too much. Their one shot was actually form the African Union under Gaddafi with Gaddafi's oil money and Gaddafi's gold, and they betrayed him, and that's why the African Union died for the last, I would say, 15 years. Because they stabbed Gaddafi in the back. Gaddafi had enough money and enough power and enough gold and enough resources to actually make the African Union viable. But they didn't do it. They stabbed him in the back. Anybody, anything else before I open it up? Because I got all my regular people. I don't have any of the other folks. No, I don't even have any dumb questions. Interesting. I said, I have a couple of teachers as friends. They all say free lunch for kids is over. No funds for it. There's always funds for it. There was funds for it back then. There's money for it. Okay. Okay. There's plenty of money for to feed children. It's not like you have baby boomers. Baby boomers was kind of hard because there's so many of them. You don't have that many kids out there. Okay. You don't have that many kids out there. And if they want proper workers, they're going to have to invest in these kids. Otherwise, your society's doomed. You don't have that many kids out there. So there's plenty of money for a free lunch program. You should subsidize all these kids to eat. And the kids that do need free lunch, there ain't that many of them. You can subsidize it. If you can give, hell, with the money you give Israel, you can subsidize it. With the money that you spend on carriers in a month, you can subsidize it. It's not that hard. But the thing is, it's up to you guys. Y'all ain't if the populace of people really wanted it, it would happen. Y'all don't really want it that bad. I'm listening because y'all really want it that bad. There are only 42 million Gen Alphas. It's not a real. No, that's not. It's not that big a deal. Okay. And most of those Gen Alphas are actually middle class. They don't need subsistence. Okay. Can you break down how Trump is? I can give you an overview. I can't really go into detail because that's for the patron. Okay. Basically, Eisenhower, if you go read the book Gold, Dollars, and Power, Eisenhower wanted to cut off NATO and send Europe adrift way back in the 50s. Okay. It's never been done. It's because your military industrial complex actually wanted to keep a hold of Europe and keep a hold of their markets. And they want to make sure the dollar stayed dominant. So that's how come NATO and all these other things exist. Eisenhower wanted to cut Europe off back in the 50s, okay? And then was it Nixon when they ran out of gold, okay, in 71, Nixon was going to cut them off again, but saying is they agreed to use the dollar instead of collecting gold. That's how come you have this issue about United States and France, United States not giving up the gold. It's because that was the agreement. We will still fund NATO and become part of NATO to keep you Negroes from fighting. If you do this, if you back the dollar and you let us keep our gold, and they did. And Trump says we can't afford to keep you anymore. I skipped your question. Which question was that, LAXD? What do you think our descendants would look back on in this transition period and think black men spread globally? Basically, depends on how far back. It's by that time you will have transitioned into something else, into humans like 2.0, and what we did will be a footnote. Okay. This is a natural transition of civilizations, or what we would quickly call civilization, right? You still have this one civilization called Western civilization because it's still based on the same principles that forged it. So it's when the AI and all the other stuff takes over, then you have a different uncture. And then what you think of as your ancestors won't be the same. So last one for me, the Department of Education seems to be on its last leg. Good thing or bad thing? It can't be on its last leg unless Congress is willing to get rid of it. Okay. Um, Trump will have to disperse the money, but he can hold up the money for cause. And I think what he's doing, he's putting pressure on the schools, when he could releasing the money is because they won't follow his agenda. Like the DEI stuff gone, the feminist stuff pretty much gone, and also the transgender LGBTQI agendas that he wants gone out of schools got to be gone if you want the Department of Education's money. But they can't get rid of it without Congress. Now, if Congress is willing to vote it out, then that's a different story. But that's going to be a hard ask. So it's not on its last leg. Is it damaged? Is because it's not being funded? You got to remember, it's a government institution. It's not a business. Will the upper middle class people with a $1 million, $5 million net worth disappear? No. In fact, it looks like they're going to increase. What do you think about the $27 billion surplus from where? In the next 15 years? No, it's not. Now, what we transition to in the next 20 years as far as how we build wealth and what money is going to look like, we don't know because you're at a nexus, you're at a singularity, and what's going to come after it, we have no clue what's going to come after it. We don't. Nobody can predict it. Even the people at the top can't predict it. Racism and savagery seem to be created the most desired men on the planet. Yeah, it's because when you change the environment, you change the women, and basically most of the men on the planet have not shifted that much. Okay, even we haven't shifted that much. We have just lived under basically a matriarchy for the most of our existence in this country. Basically a white male patriarchal formed matriarchy inside the slave system, right? So that's what's been impressed upon us. So we know how to get along with women and serve women and actually cater to women, okay? Because that's our nature. That's how we've been trained. Even though black women deny it, but seeing is because they're used to it. You know, women that are not used to men treating them that way are amazed. You cannot educate $50 million in education system. Ain't the problem the teachers in a union? There's a problem. Some of it is. 27 billion from tariffs in June. Okay, I haven't heard that. Okay, I haven't heard that number. I don't. If it could be, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard they got $27 billion in tariffs in June. If you put it up against the $37 trillion that we owe and the trillions of dollars in tax breaks that we got to give back, that dissipates pretty quickly. So it's not a surplus. Sorry, I was driving and typing allow spelling. I'm the spelling check king. Okay, I suppose. Give it one more question and we'll drop the link. Good evening, Master Teacher. In chat, I found that a lot of black women want it both ways, control and to be taken care of. I'm in Philadelphia and want the whole cake and eat it too. Yeah, they want the whole cake and eat it too. Yeah, of course, everybody does. But guess what? And I'm not saying they can't have it. I said, if you can get it, baby, if you can get it, I love it. If you can find that man, will do all that stuff for you. Plus, I love it. But don't come crying to me that you can't find it. It ain't my problem to find it. If you think you can get that and you deserve that and you can get it, I'm all for it because there are women that do get it. I've seen them. And I've seen guys work 70 hours a week and trip all over themselves to make it happen. I've seen it, but they're rare. Okay, they're really rare, and most of these Gen Z dudes aren't having it. So I don't know where they go from there. If they can get if they can get it, I'm all for it. I ain't tell a woman what she can't have. Okay, what I can tell her is the likelihood of you getting it is not that high. But if you can somehow pull it off, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not mad at you. I'm not gonna be sour that you got what you wanted. Hey, you hit the lottery. Like the guy, like I cheer people that win the lottery. They get $1 billion in the lottery or $500 million in the lottery. I cheer for them motherfuckers, man, because I'm happy they got it. I wish it was me, but I'm not hating. Same thing with women. If you get the man that you want, the way that you want him, and he does what you want, it's all good. But the majority of your sisters ain't getting that. Okay. I said, sir, did I miss your take on women starting at her male? I don't know what that means, man. You got to spell that again. Got to spell that again. Yeah, and I guess I cussed out all my haters, man. They didn't show up. Anyway, let me go ahead and drop a link. I don't have anything prepared. I wish the courts would just split custody. What do you think the future of the families in that was going to be? Why white men, white women, even in the conservative spaces, are at each other's throats? Okay, in the very beginning, when they did that shit, okay, if you left and you left with the kid, that was you and the kid. You wasn't getting no help from the spouse. If you left, they had to retroactively enforce that shit, okay? Because okay, under patriarchy, the kid belongs to you. Under real patriarchy, you own your children. The children belong to you. They don't belong to her. So if she leaves, you keep the kids. She has no obligation to take care of those kids. None. She has no, under patriarchy, the children belong to the man. He has possession of the kids. She has no obligation to take care of those kids. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, when the roles are reversed, and she decides she don't want to be with you anymore, and she takes off with your kid because the kids belong to her, all of a sudden you got to pay for it. And when the roles are flipped, all of a sudden shit changes. Okay. Now they expect you to pay for a wife and kid that you don't have. And that's all it is. Because the kids don't belong to you anyway. They belong to the state. And the state doesn't care who takes care of the kid. As long as the kid gets what it needs and they don't have to pay for it, they're fine. I was typing and I messed up. Oh, stay in her male friend's house. Okay. You know what? I have learned never take a black woman's word at face value. Okay. She's always going to leave some shit out and she will lie in a heartbeat. Okay. Ain't no stop down, die hard best friend. Okay. If he's truly your best friend, he ain't sleeping with you. Okay. If he's truly your best friend and he knows you, knows your kid, he ain't sleeping with you. He ain't trying to sleep with you. She's trying to make it seem like he's her best. That ain't her best friend, okay? She might have friend zoned him, and he's the only one that would take her. It was an arrangement. He told her before she moved in is because evidently the leasing department, there's only supposed to be one person there, okay? Otherwise the rent goes up. And he told her he couldn't take her and the kid in. And she cried and cried and cried and said, okay, you know, look, okay. Okay, the only way I'm gonna take you in is if you keep the house tidy, don't mess up too much, stay out of don't get me evicted from my place, and you sleep with me a couple times a week. That's the deal, which is fair. You're homeless, okay? You can do better. The kid is 2. Where's baby daddy at? I want your opinion. If an adult reads on a 6th to 8th grade level and holds them back from better pay opportunities, what's your advice? Do you have an American in the U.S. learn to read better? There's nothing in there's nothing here in the United States that you cannot learn to read better. There's nothing there. There's YouTube. There's teachers online. There's books on tape. One thing I would say, okay, you want to learn to read better? It's real simple, okay. If you have a few dollars, okay, you can go to the library, get the book on tape, and get the reading book and follow along. I did that with my grandson, okay, because he wants to sing and dance. He can read very well, but he doesn't like to read, okay. But if I play the tape, if I play the audio and have that person read along with the words, guess what they're going to pick up? They're going to do, because it's hearing, it's sight, and it's activity as you're reading along with the text, right? Guess what? Pick that shit up just right there. You're gonna learn words. They said there's always 1 or 2 words that you don't know on each page. So your vocabulary can grow very rapidly by just doing that, okay? Just by doing what's available. That's the easiest way to do it, okay? Math is harder. But if they want to learn, the thing is with most people, okay? With most people, they don't want to read and things because guess what? They don't have what? Don't have enough what?
Yourself the goal. Can I run it out? You see that? Driving, digging, determination. That defines all the stuff I've been through.
You can't outrun a dog. How badly do you want it? It's not that hard, okay? Learning how to read is not that hard. If you're at the 8th grade level, it ain't that big a jump to go to the college level. It's not that big a jump. And the thing is, unfortunately, most of these people don't read at a 6th or 8th grade level. Half of them don't. You want to learn how to read? There's plenty of resources. You don't have an excuse. When I was a little kid, okay, it was 2 miles to the library. There wasn't enough reading material. Nowadays, there's tons of it. There's more than enough. If you got a phone, you can do it. Depends how badly do you want it. It's BGS. I forgot to tell you, but when I went out eating, hung out with my Thunderbolt yesterday, could not help. She asked me about my boy, but not about my wife. LOL. She don't want to know about your wife, okay? She don't give a shit about your wife. Why do you hang out? Why do you tempt yourself by hanging out with your Thunderbolt? You know better. Because you'll start the clock all over again. That's why I usually have the audiobook version one along with the physical copy. Helps me comprehend a lot. Yeah, it does. It's okay. George Lakoff, I think, because I just got I just found my scanned copy of philosophy in the embodied mind. Right? They talk about how you learn shit. Okay. Your memory centers are divided up into your senses. Every sense has a memory center. Okay. And the more you emphasize those memory centers, okay, you engage more in memory centers, the more rapidly you can actually memorize shit. Okay. If you go back to Mega Memory, there's 2 books two courses always talk about, right? One is Mega Memory. The second one is If There's a Will, There's an A, about how to study effectively. Those 2, and that was 30 years ago. Those courses are still around. There's a reason for it, because they work. You got to remember, most 75% Only 30% of the people in the United States are illiterate. I mean, functionally illiterate. Okay, the bar is not that high. Half your people read below 6th grade level. The bar is not that high. You have people that go to Ivy League schools that never read a whole book. The bar is not that high. Put the phone down, pick up a book and read, okay? If you really want to get into reading and learn how to read, okay, start with a book. Start with a book, an audio book, book on tape. Some of that shit. Go to Audible, right? $3-4, okay, for audio book, okay. Get a Kindle subscription for like $11 a month, right? Get all the free shit, okay. In fact, you get a Kindle. Say you got a Kindle, it'll read it to you. It'll be an AI voice, but it'll read it to you. There's no excuse for not being able to read. The only excuse for you not being able to read is you don't want to. My grandson, I had to make my grandson read. Even though he's very good. My grandson started reading at 3 years old. Okay, he's actually a great reader. I had him reading Shakespeare 6 months ago because he refused. I said, we're not going to go to the easy stuff. We actually go to the hardest stuff. We actually go to Shakespeare. And if you can read Shakespeare, you can read anything, right? That's what I told him. We read the whole play of Hamlet. And after that, you couldn't tell him nothing. Okay? Can't tell him anything because he knows how to read. Does he like to read? No. Can he read? Yes. But same thing with my nephew. My nephew hated reading. Guess what? He was an honor roll student because he knew how. Opinion on the Genius Act that Trump signed today regulating cryptocurrencies and stablecoin. We have to see what the details are. Yeah, see how the details work out. A lot of these things, man, you have to wait like 6 months downstream to see what all the ins and outs of whatever they pass. You can kind of make assumptions with it, okay? But seeing as you don't know, sometimes you don't even know what the action is going to be till like 4 or 5 years after, right? Just like when they got rid of the Glass-Steagall Act, right? And all of this magical stuff started happening in mortgage finance and banking, right? Okay, it took 7 years for that stuff to blow up. And some audiobooks are posted free on you. If they are, okay. If you really want to do it for free and really want to do it with just a phone, okay, all you got to do is go to YouTube, pick an audiobook, and turn on the captions. That's free. Doesn't cost you a lick. I do that with Swahili. Okay, when I want to go and practice Swahili, right? I will go to because I got 2 Swahili news channels, right? So I go there and I turn on the captions, and half the stuff, like half the words I don't recognize. Okay, but guess what? Slowly but surely, the stuff starts to break apart. Yeah, it is. But go because it's so old. Go to eBay and get it. Go to eBay and get it. In eBay, it's like maybe $25, $30. It's a Liberty sweep as Sabrina Nescu wins 3-point and Natasha Klaus wins. Okay, cool. Without Caitlin at the 3-point shot, nobody's really interested without Caitlin shooting 3-pointers. It's like, it is what it is. Yeah, try eBay because I got it on eBay. Because I actually want I got to get a better copy because I actually want to put it up. I actually want to put it up as a playlist. What's up, Doughboy? Let me go ahead and drop. Let me go and whip this out. As I'm gonna have to get that clip when he says that in Blazing Shadow. Let me whip this out. All right, there's the drop. I said I walked away. I met my Thunderbolt. I don't want no more kids. She might not either.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Instant
Hey,
Media?
if you have a tablet, you can always download Kindle and Barnes and Noble Nook.
Yeah.
If you want to read.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to learn how to read, man. There's no excuse for not reading. The thing is that um, so many people are actually offloading the ability to read onto their devices to can actually speak to it
Or ChatGPT.
or chat GPT. You know, there was a teacher who actually complaining about that, man, about the level of education going down in the schools, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. And nobody cares, but it it is what it is.
Irony is, I think it was MIT that did a study, and they found out that the teachers were using ChatGPT to grade the papers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they are.
I was like, oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, anytime there's a crutch, people will use it because they found this out in in Japan in the when the cell phone came out, right? When they're actually texting, right? They found out that the kids were losing the ability to actually write because they're on their cell phones typing with their fingers. So anytime you have a device comes in to offload that work on something else, people will take it.
Yes.
People are basically lazy.
Yeah, what's that saying especially when it comes to innovation? Be first or cheat. Be smart, be first or cheat.
Is it be first, be smarter, or cheat? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Because it's a classic line, okay? In fact, that was the main line that they used for margin call.
There are three ways to make a living in this business. Be first, be smarter, or cheat.
All three. Now, India does all three. In fact, if you want to see the emphasis of the opinion of get rich or die trying, look at the Chinese and Indians. Okay. So, BS, would you agree that white women are the initiators most of the time in their relationship with black men? Yeah, they have to be. Black men cannot chase white women. Okay, not in this country. Just because white women are dangerous. All she has to do is get irritated, and you're going to get beaten by a cop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a white woman has to approach you. Okay.
Yes.
She has to make the first move to let you know that it's safe to approach her. If she doesn't, you're taking your life in your hands. That's
you're
why.
taking a risk with your life.
Yes, that's why. Oh yeah, excuse me while I whip this out. Yep. Yeah, that's Blazing Saddles. Yep. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
See how long is the clip? Okay. Let me go ahead and play it since he found it. Man, I fell out, man, because I was young when I saw this, and I fell out when he said it.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Oh man. Anyway, I never thought about the fact that chasing white women thing. Okay. Well, if you're from the South, it's obvious. Okay, more obvious in the South than it is in the suburbs. Okay, in the suburbs where you mix. Okay, so you kind of get to know each other organically. But thing is, if you're in the South, no. Walking up to a white girl is a little different from walking up to a white woman that you don't know.
You gotta watch out for the white men that don't like it.
If that and if
True.
What it said, the worst thing for black men on the planet is a white woman's tears. Okay.
Yep.
They went to jail for being with a white woman at a bar and got into a fight.
Yep.
With white guys who did not like it.
Did not like it. Yeah, they looking for a reason to beat your ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for a reason.
Did you see Piers? Did you get a chance to see Piers Morgan and Joy Reid?
I saw clips of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. Okay.
Okay.
I know she was complaining about it. Okay. She's whining like Piers Morgan wanted to date her. Say right, right.
No, that's not what he was doing at all. because I actually went through some of it, and he told her the truth. You didn't lose your show because of racism. You lost your show because you suck.
Oh, did he say that out loud?
No, he didn't say it out loud, but that's
He
what
he
it
said
said.
it said you lost it because of ratings. Yeah.
Yeah, lost because of rating. You lost because you suck.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The ego on Joanne Reed, man, is immense. I don't get her.
Yeah. To be
It's
so
immense.
to be so wrong.
All them black girls, man, they get on MSNBC and CNN. They got egos to abound.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, just knock them down a couple pegs. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the basically the environment's going to do that. It's already doing it. You got the camera on, Louis? You want it on? You don't care? Okay.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey,
What's up,
what's
Louis?
going on, Louis?
What's up, Lou?
Here at work. Yo, Art, what's going on?
What's up, man? I just got off work.
I'm still here in paradise.
Sounds quiet.
I gotta feed all my children, you know.
Sounds quiet, man, for Friday. Sounds kind of quiet. There must be a party.
We just closed down.
Oh, okay,
so.
just closed.
Oh.
Okay. So it's
Oh,
cleanup
yeah, it's
time.
it's that time. It's that time.
Oh, but BGS, I got something for you.
Okay. I heard that.
Brioche hot dog bun.
I haven't seen any, man. I haven't seen any in a minute, man.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't seen any. Well, not on the West Coast. So.
Oh man.
Since you disappeared, man, Brioche kind of disappeared with you.
We still make it. Well, they still make it.
Yeah. I'm sure they do, but all of a sudden, man, Brioche just went whoop, like it just went to where the dodo bird.
Brioche. We got cinnamon raisin.
Yeah. Well, cinnamon raisin you can find all the time.
Yeah.
Blueberry brioche rolls.
Yeah. Well, what they replacing the brioche with the Hawaiian roll. Yeah.
That didn't last in our market.
Okay. It's popular out here. And so BJ talked to a white woman that's married to a black man. She told 3 B-dub waitresses that she can act a fool in public with her husband. She said that she must protect them from her. Okay. I just smiled. Okay. Oh, from the B-dub waitress. Okay. Yeah. White women are very protective of their black men.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are. Because they have to be. Because if they ain't, because the world does not like that black man with that white woman. Okay. Ooh, no. So she got to protect it. Even in Get Out, remember when the cop pulled them over and pulled them out the car?
I haven't been through it all the way.
Right at the beginning when the cop stopped her, and then she's driving, right? And stop her, pull him out the car, and they want to harass him. She had to get in the way. Hey, wait a minute. She had to,
that's my nigga.
Yes.
That's my black man. Yes. Go ahead.
By chance, was you able to tolerate the whole audio, that whole thing I put up?
With the
lip charge.
With the who? Yeah. About most of it. Yeah. Well, the thing is they go in circles. It's a circular argument. It doesn't make sense. And then they get into misogyny and femicide and all the other stuff that black men supposedly
tell me
do.
that they were PhDs. I was like, huh?
They probably are. I mean, gosh. Man, it's one thing when you have friends that are PhDs, you hear them talk about their colleagues. It ain't nice. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, it's the room that I'm stalking now because Kimberly Nicole Foster's there every night.
Oh, is she? Okay.
Yeah. She's on Clubhouse now, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, play that last clip that you had where she just openly admitted she'd rather ruin hell than
yeah, of course. She's an educated four. If Michelle had not married Barack, she'd have been a Kimberly Nicole Foster.
Oh.
You can see it. You can, but notice that when he was on that set, how humble she was, though. She wasn't talking all that shit. Okay, she got humble. Okay,
Is her brother gay?
no, we've been married twice. That's just the way they talk.
Yeah,
He's a basketball coach. He just has that family voice, like the Jacksons. They got that soft voice.
Oh,
No, he's been married twice, 2 white women. He's married now. He got what? He got the 2 sets of kids. So if he's gay, he's hiding it. Very well.
Yeah.
I said, who's the 3? Kimberly Nicole Foster? She's a 3. The other one's a 4. I think Kimberly Nicole Foster's a 4. I don't think she's quite a 3. Okay. Oprah without makeup is a 3. Okay. She ain't quite that bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Brittany the Hutt's a 2.
Who?
Brittany the Hutt.
You know who's a 2 is a chick that came up with what was it? Me Too. What's her name?
What's her name? Tawana Brooke.
Oh, God.
Yes, that's the 2.
Oh my God.
Connect the dot face.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. But she does well. Okay. She's out there in that market. So I can't I can't say nothing for trying. When I saw her man, I said we're literally the garbage. She got kids and she got a man. We're literally the garbage men of the planet. Okay.
Yep. Shout out to Charles. Good Lord. Sometimes I hate it when he's right.
Shout out to my mom. My mom's telling me if you're going to be with somebody, make sure you can wake up to them. I can't wake up to that shit.
And, some Pookies have a different constitution, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called PlayStation.
PlayStation, gasoline,
place to live.
Use of a car, place to live. Yeah, heat and water. We'll convince you some shit. And they do offer. I remember I'm in my mid-60s, right? And I'm at my grandson's play, right? And this old woman is in front of me, right? And we got to chatting, and and I guess she liked the vibe, and she hinted that I'm alone. I got my whole house that's paid off.
Oh,
I started laughing.
You got an invitation, huh?
I started laughing. I said, I want to say, do I look like a Pookie to you, baby?
You'll say yes.
You targeting sugar mama?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't know how many times that woman will throw out, I got a place to stay at you. Okay. I said, my concubine days are over. Okay.
She look at her and say, Mr. Igmore, and I say, yes, sweetie. You want me to be my concubine? Absolutely not, baby. Go find something else, baby. I'm a monk. That means? That means I ain't gonna give you no dick, baby.
Yeah,
she get mad. Say,
at that point, okay, a man brings a lot of things to a woman, that's outside of sex and money. Okay, just his presence alone. Okay,
yes.
A woman showing up by herself and a woman showing with a man is 2 different things, right? Okay, she's gonna get 2 different reactions. Okay, in your neighborhood, when they know a man is there in the house, okay, even the people that would potentially do you harm are not going to bother. They're going to pick somebody easier, okay, than a woman by herself. There's a lot of things. I remember a friend of mine I used to work with, right, and she lived in Compton. Nice house, good looking girl. My goodness, good looking woman. And she told me, she said, yeah, hey, I'm tired of coming home at night into an empty house. Okay. She said, yeah, I gotta do a walk around first before I go in the house, is because there's the air of safety just by a man being present in the house. There's a lot of things that go along with the man being in the house. Okay. The same thing with I think I told you the story, right? The guy was telling me, right, that one of my sisters was telling me that he was down there in Mexico for a month, right? He had just landed and got his hotel together. He walked outside and these 2 black chicks damn near kidnapped him, right? Okay. It's because they're on in Mexico by themselves with just those two.
Mm.
And there's a difference when a man is present with you, especially in a Latin country, than if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And they wasn't about sex, and they were treating him. They were, he had to pay for him. They were treating him. They were taking him around, all this kind of stuff, because just his presence alone was worth it to them to actually do stuff for him. Okay.
He was a deterrent.
He is a deterrent, and basically, and there's some country, I forget what peoples they are. Was it in South America, right? That in some of these villages, right? Okay, a woman walking by herself would get raped. Okay.
Yeah.
You get raped on the spot because you're walking by herself. Okay. So a man. So in Latin America, right? I very seldom see a woman or two women walking by themselves. Okay, they're always with a brother or a husband or okay. He got that machete on his side too, and you got 2 or 3 walking with him, and he how they give you the scan to see if I'm a big dude, so and they're little bitty people. They like men are like 5'4", so they see my big ass coming toward them. He's gonna scan me, say okay, making sure that I'm cool. And then you look at me and I give him the nod, and you give me that nod, and they keep walking. Okay. In other words, I'm not a danger to you. But that is a very women. The thing is, I'm trying to get men, and this is for you, May. I'm trying to get men, especially black men, to appreciate all the different things that they bring besides just a paycheck and a penis. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it. And a lot of women want you to give it away for free, so they don't tell you that it's valuable to them.
It isn't working. This whole circle of pain you have going, it's not sustainable.
Is it tunnel runner? You talking to your woman, man?
No.
Something going on in the background.
Okay. Maybe is that clear now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. In the Middle East, if a man is not controlling his wife, they don't respect you. They look at you as a failure.
Yes.
Your wife is supposed to be under your control.
Yes. Yeah. And basically, if you can't control her, basically you're supposed to send her back to her parents for correction.
Well, if you can't control your wife, they want you to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Send her back. And in fact, I think in Africa, that's what they say. Okay. I talked to a few guys, right? And if the woman's cutting up in Africa, and he calls her mother. Okay. And in America, it's the opposite. Okay. In Africa, he calls her mother. Hey, your daughter is acting up, and I'm thinking about getting rid of her. He said, no, don't do all that. Send her back, and I'll correct her. I'll correct her behavior. So he sends her back home for a couple of weeks, and she gives her a good talking to, and then she comes back different. Okay. Now in America, right, it's the opposite, right? Because anybody's dated black women, okay, if you may be the exception, but if it's true for you, go with it, right? Okay. The first person your girlfriend wants to meet is your mama. You wonder why that is? It's because if anything goes wrong, that's the first call.
Yep.
So that your mama can correct you.
We were trying to date me, ain't got no luck there.
That's why they called it a gynocracy, right? The first call for a black woman to a black man is to his mother, not his father, his mother, to correct him. She ain't gonna call her mother. She ain't gonna call her sister. She gonna call his mother and say that your son is acting up, so you need to correct him.
Yeah.
Now, y'all think, May, okay, you gotta remember, baby, you are my child, okay? You forget how old I am. You forget how old my children are. My oldest son is gonna be 39, okay? You're just like my child. I had my kids late, okay? So don't tell me I think women are children. Women are not children, but I know how women are taught. I saw my mother do it. I saw my aunts do it. I see my girlfriend try the same shit. Okay.
Yep.
You can't tell me what I learned after all the women I've been through. You can't tell me. Okay. After all the mothers talk about their daughters I had to listen to. Can't tell me shit. Okay. I know black women inside and out, unfortunately. Because I don't know how you raise it. May, you can tell me a lot of things, but I know, May, you from the South, you know that's bullshit. Okay. When I know that some of your ancestors were sharecroppers, you know what I'm saying is what you're saying is bullshit. You know better. Stop with that stuff, okay? I don't know why. I don't know why black women come on here lying, okay? I don't know why they lie. Why do you lie? Okay, I had people, like my folks, my mother's folks are from Shreveport, Louisiana, right? And I had people from Shreveport come up and lying to me about what it's like. I said, bullshit. I got cousins. I just had a cousin here, okay, with her sister's grandchildren, not her sister's children, her sister's grandchildren, right? That shit still goes on because the problems that her niece has with her husband, sort of husband, right? Baby daddy husband, I don't know what it is, right? Okay, the same shit still goes on. The gynocracy is real,
very real,
very real. Martin Muhammad, he's married. He can tell you that shit goes on. Children do have to be accountable. I don't know where you come from, boss. I'll start beating. My mother made me accountable at 3 years old. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what pots you from. Children are accountable, not to the same degree because they don't know as much, but children are accountable. That's what ass whippings are for. Now maybe you came up where you didn't get no ass whippings. Trust and believe, my mother dished out plenty of ass whippings. You are held accountable for the shit that you do, and sometimes for the shit that you don't do.
Yep.
So anyway. Women don't want to be accountable. I never played that shit. Okay. With none of my women. No, don't play dumb with me. I hate that. There's this one thing. I think this chick, she was, I just read it. I might play it on TikTok if I can find it again. Right. She said why black women don't like to date smart men because we can't run that bunk on smart men that we run on everybody else.
Oh, so that's why I get turned down a lot. Anyway,
so we turn out a lot. I mean, the thing is, okay, and this is, I committed class suicide, so it is what it is. So I'm down here with the working class folks, right? And basically, I'm watching these chicks run these stupid games, try to run these stupid games on me, right? I'm just looking at them. You actually think this shit's gonna work on me? You actually think I believe what you just said? And sometimes I would, you go into it and you break down the argument. Sometimes you just let it go.
Yeah, my favorite one is Your Mama Black. I was like, yeah, I know. And she told me about you heifers.
Yeah, my mama black. That's how come I don't want to date none of y'all.
Yeah, that too.
Ask my son. They said, but your mama black. He said, that's exactly why. That's exactly why I don't want to date none of you guys. Because my mama is black, and I know how she is, and my granny too. If ass whipping is called accountability, okay, in a belt, okay, that's what ass whippings are.
Yep.
My wife don't like me giving out ass whippings though. Oh, well, tell her to turn her head, or tell her to correct, or tell her to correct the behavior. Okay, if she got a better way of correcting the behavior without ass whippings, go do it. But that's why I like I'm like the NBA basketball says, get your work done early. I start as soon as they can reach out, start getting into shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's consequences for what you do. I started 1 year old, so there's the accountability at 1, not at 11.
I tell all new mothers, get your third eye ready.
Yep.
ABGS.
Hold on. Tuition fee for the week. Hashtag BGS Master Teacher. Appreciate you, electrician. Yeah, go ahead, Louis.
Remember in the mid '80s when it was the fad with the belts with the spikes on it?
Ooh, yeah, I remember that.
I got my ass whooped with that.
Oh, that's cruel.
Damn.
I would never do that. That's cruel.
Yeah, that's cruel.
That's cruel. Yeah, I mean they'll get you down. They'll get you locked up if you come to school with them kind of bruises on you.
I got ass whoopings with mop sticks, kneeling on rice, holding encyclopedias, the rawhide bootstrings, all that stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you didn't come. They probably made you wear clothes and cover up them bruises. Otherwise, they'd have gone to jail.
Yeah, my stepmother was from Jim Crow, Virginia, back in the day. So those medieval torture tactics, I call them.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah, that's cruel. I would never do that. Because I still got, because my mother's a Southern sharecropper, right? And they don't spare no rod. Okay, I still got marks on my body from when I was like 6 or 7, where my mother actually whipped me. So that's and I swore when I got older I wasn't going to do the same thing. All right, do I spank? Yes. The thing is, my kids will tell you I talk more than I actually spank. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Way more. And if I had to spank a kid at 10, I failed. Okay, I start mine at 1 or 2. Okay, I had a very hard-headed daughter. Okay, but after 10, I didn't have to hit her no more. Okay, same thing with all, like my son. I think I can count on one hand how many times I spanked him, on one hand. And from time
you learned the lesson, huh?
he was a good kid, and basically, yeah, all it took was once.
Mm-hmm.
All it took was once, but everybody ain't the same. How about a rose bush? That's cruel. Okay, the thing depends on how old you are, because nowadays you couldn't get away with that.
Could you get away with the switches off the trees and stuff?
No, okay. May, when cops come get you, do they sit down with you and put a pillow under your head and talk to you? When the army comes in, now the military will come in, right? When the military goes in and invades the country, do they come in with wagging fingers?
Nope.
Okay, we have the most brutal country on the planet. We talk about anger. No, it's not anger. Okay, it depends on how you use it. Okay, cops use shit for a reason. Okay, the thing is that a lot of women use spanking out of frustration. I don't. I never did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell that your dad didn't spank you, man. I can tell by that mouth.
Oh yes.
I can tell by that mouth that your dad didn't spank you. Because you were my kid, you wouldn't have that mouth, okay? My kids don't have that kind of mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over it tomorrow. Winter is pretty much here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it comes to the spankings,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in college, me and my lifespan teacher had a conversation about it, and
Mm-hmm.
I've probably talked about it on your show before, but she said she can accept the lower classes disciplining their kids because otherwise the state's are going to do it for you. She's like, but there's extents to where you say, okay, this is just plain abuse. And she's basically, what she said is, when you take into account of the positionality of 70% of women, you get why they abuse their kids, because they don't actually have any tools. They can't take the iPad. They can't cancel Disney World trip if their kids are acting out. They can't. They don't have any other tools, and so they utilize abuse and spanking their kids that lead into, like,
especially
you know,
boys. Especially boys.
yeah, especially the boys.
Because most mothers are afraid of their boys. They really are.
Yeah, by 13.
No, they're afraid of them at 5. Yeah. They try to intimidate them at 5 because they know they're actually going to grow up and to be men. So
yeah,
they're afraid.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about that in class, and it was like, I love that class. I loved it, man. It was my favorite class in college lifespan.
The thing is, okay, I study biology, and I study how creatures work, right? Like the elephant, right? Why do they tie up a baby elephant to a tree? Okay, when he can't move, okay, to train him, right? Okay,
He won't cross the tree.
He won't, because he can't take the tree with him. He gives up, right? It's called conditioning, right? So when he weighs like 20 tons, okay, or 10 tons, he could actually pick up that little tree and carry it with him. and break it in half. Okay, he doesn't. Why? Because he's been conditioned that he can't. That the rope is around his leg. That doesn't mean anything, and it's tied to a tree. I'm supposed to stay here. He's trained that way. So I start out with a kid, just when they can barely talk, right? Just with a little light switch, right? It's not going to hurt them, right? It'll sting, but it's not going to hurt them. That won't even leave a mark, okay? And they learn, and as they get older, okay, they learn that memory of that sting stays with them. So by the time they get 4 or 5, I don't have to brutalize them. A stern, like my grandson, a stern talking to is all I need. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
even
my
need
son is
it.
the same.
Yeah,
like I. And you know how they do the articles? They make it seem like people stop talking to their kids and just go to beating their kids. That does happen, but the majority of people try to do the steps. And the whole point is to do the steps. And if you still have to beat your kid, then truly you're not doing the steps.
You feel
Because I put
a lot of women do want to baby the child. Okay, they don't want they got a boo boo blah blah blah. Men don't think that way. Well, a lot of women do that way. So by the time it gets to be like 7, 8, 9, okay, they miss training the kid.
Yes, like when I put my hand up now, my son just stops what he's doing. I don't have to, but I still go through the steps of saying, "Don't touch that, don't do it." Okay, I told you. And he sees my hand go up and he just stops, puts it down, and goes on. And he's only 3. He's fully well aware of what he's doing.
Yeah. So my mom, go ahead, finish.
So you know, my wife get off late at night, and my son got up. You know, he was acting a fool, and I'm just sitting down listening, and she's arguing with him, trying to brush his teeth and trying to get him down, and then it just goes silent. So 5 minutes later, I walk back there, right, and he's knocked out. And I'm like, weren't you just arguing with him? She's like, I ended up popping him finally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's knocked out. I was like, yo, he just wants to play with you until.
Yeah. Once it finally got to the point where there's consequences, it's called accountability. Okay. Saying that home kids accountable is bullshit. I said, Martin Muhammad said my parents were selling Best Line cleaning products in the 1970s. My mom made my older brother go door to door to in our hood by himself to hustle up sales when he was just in elementary school. Damn. Okay, probably good training though. Even though it's tough, that's good training. So by the time he gets older, he has no fear of people saying no. He doesn't have a fear of actually going into sales, something like that, because he's already been trained. And he's probably pretty good with girls too. If you're used to hearing no, then you're going to be successful with females. Women are not consistent. Well, they're trained for different. Women have a different aspect. Women are trained to nurture, okay, not discipline. Men are trained to discipline because our roles are different. Our roles are very different.
She felt bad about it, and I'm sitting there like, yo, you were playing with him for 30 minutes. You started telling him, it's time to lay down. And he wasn't listening. I heard both of y'all, you telling him, get off the bed, stop jumping on the bed. You did that for like 10 minutes before you popped him, and now you're feeling bad. Well, you don't feel bad. He wasn't listening. Look, 5 minutes, I walk in, I hear it get quiet in 5 minutes, and he's knocked out. He's literally out.
And she probably thought, what was his daddy do in this instance? And that's probably what she did. That's probably what she did. What I'm saying is that children don't have consequences. They do. Okay. I know that's bunk. That's not true. Okay. The thing is, everybody has to be accountable for what they do in their measure of what they can understand. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I have no excuse. There's no excuse for an adult person, period. I don't care who they are, not taking accountability for what they do. I don't accept it. You can tell me that all day long. The women, women, you got to understand, women are children. No, they're not. Stop treating them like children. Make them grow up. They're not kids.
No, they're grown.
They're grown.
They want to, especially when they claim they want to be independent. Okay,
I don't care if they want to be independent or not. They're grown. Okay, they're not children. Don't treat them like that.
Yeah, I was just arguing with my mom about that. I say you can't get mad at how I handle stuff when you raised me to be like this. For one, she said, "Well, you don't call this person a simp." I said, "That's not the part of simping that you're focusing on. You're focused on the framing or what they're trying to sell people on." And guys are like, "No, I'm not doing that." And
She
if you didn't
doesn't.
raise me to do that,
Does she
then
know what a simp even is?
yeah, she called my stepdad one a few times. She knows what a simp is.
All
She
right.
knows what it is. She was talking about people on social media. I said, Mom, you raised me to be the same way, but pay it no attention when I'm not in alignment with a woman, right? So just walk away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those guys weren't taught that.
And
She's like, well, and I said, I still look at what they're saying is correct, but they're saying it for the wrong reason. I'm not trying to change these bitches. I'm trying to get a different group of women, just like you told me.
At some point, okay, men only do what works. At some points, that man simping actually works. That's why he does it, because it works.
Most definitely.
It gets you the outcome. Gets you the outcome that you want. Now you have to pay for it a different way, but it gets you the outcome that you want. That's why people simp. That's how come people trick. Okay, they trick, they simp, they mac. Okay, they run game, they hustle, all that kind of stuff, right?
Whatever tools you have.
Whatever tools you have. Men don't do shit that don't work. Now it might not work on that woman, but thing is it worked enough to where they will actually continue to actually try it.
Yes, and that's what we talked about.
And simping does pay. Simping pays, okay? It does.
I told her, if I'm in a community that my skills aren't needed, or how I believe a man should be isn't really how they see it, just like you told me, I'm gonna go down the street and find what I was looking for. And that's how you raise me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna argue with the chicks and tell them to change. You haven't seen me one time in all these years talk about the chicks need to change. No, select different chicks.
Yeah.
Select different women.
Yeah. That's what the what is it? The cobblers say, right? You can't change her. Okay. And I've always taught, find a woman that's do what, get on what your program, right? Okay. And if she's not on your program, basically, kiss her on the forehead. Go find somebody for you, because I'm not it. I tell that in a heartbeat. I had to tell that to my daughter. She complained about her boyfriend, right? I said, okay. Yada, yada, yada. He does this, he does that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I said, okay. It's called return on investment, okay? There's a reason you're still with him, okay? Is the reason that you're still with him worth it enough to actually override the other stuff that he does? And I can't tell you where your line is. You know where your line is, okay? So I'm not telling you stuff that you don't know. There's a reason that you're with him. And you're telling me that there's not, would be a lie. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here talking to me. Now, is it enough to keep him or get rid of him? So every dude does an ROI, return on investment, right? Okay. Especially, remember Johnny Taylor, it's cheaper to keep her, okay? Why do you think dudes stay married, okay? What she's making me put up with is not worth the hell I have to pay to get out of this thing. So it's easier to actually put up with it. Which is why they have the alimony laws and the child support laws, is to keep that man in that situation. Okay.
Yeah, it was funny
that he can't pick up and just take off, because trust and believe a man would. Okay. You're getting on his freaking nerves. You're not doing what he wants. And he can just pack his shit up and move. Okay.
Yeah, and we brought that up because she brought my dad up. I said, Mom, you picked the guy that was never a monogamous. You know what I'm saying? If you want a monogamy, you should pick somebody else. And she was like, well, I was like, if he cheated on you and that's what breaks up your family and you take the kids, you chose a guy that didn't like monogamy. Well, we don't have to get into this because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that's who he is.
Okay.
I accept it.
The equivalent, because I, over the past few years, I say, why do you have a baby by your concubine? In other words, every man knows not to have a baby by his side piece or his husband. Okay? There's a reason for that, okay? And his wife, he's not going to marry her. It's not going to be a family. Why would you have a baby by her? Same thing with a woman, right? Just because they're Peter good to you, and unfortunately, this I forget her name. She said it, right? Women's emotions start with their vagina.
Yep.
I swear to God, when she said that, I said, there ain't no way. And you know what? I started reviewing. I heard this like maybe, I heard this on the Zoe Williams show maybe 15 years ago, probably more than that, when she said it. And I started observing. I said, you know what? I said, I'll be damned. That is the reason that all these chicks have a no good baby daddy. It's not that he's no good. Basically, that was her concubine, and it felt so good she wanted to have a baby by him.
They
A baby
chose him.
for him. Yeah, the thing is they chose him emotionally instead of logically.
Exactly, man. I got relatives who did all that. They chose the guy who buttered their biscuit, and when it turns out, oh, he wasn't shit. You're like, I didn't know. Nah, you knew that he did one thing right. You assumed it spread out to all other things.
Man,
Yeah, that's the part that I hate though. My auntie was the one. My bad.
May, tell me how I'm telling you misery marriage tales when you got 5 guys up there agreeing with my ass. Okay, it ain't just me. If I was full of shit, they would tell me I'm full of shit. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I've
check this part out.
I've talked to them, and they're older, and they're like,
Man,
"Yeah,
bring
I
it back.
picked them."
Like ass up here.
Hey, let Jules finish. Go ahead.
No, they'll tell me like I picked him, and he turned out not to be it, and I was hoping that he would.
Say that again. Say that.
I was hoping
that he would change. Right. In other words, I'm trying to make just like a man that marries a hoe. Right.
Okay, she
never do that.
That she will turn into a housewife. That's why they warn you: never make a hoe into a housewife. She's not going to change. Okay.
You know, you ever see the movie To Sir with Love?
Yes.
Yeah, you remember at that very end where he says, "A man should never marry a hoe."
Yes,
because no man should do that, and no woman would respect the man who does it.
No, because they don't because women don't respect hoes for the most part.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not only that,
they can
but
learn from them. They don't respect them. Sorry.
My mom was in Mississippi, right? And she wanted to move to Virginia with my auntie because my aunt was in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt introduced her to my dad.
Okay.
So she already knew who my dad was, what he was about, his character. Like, yeah, women like being around him. He's a loving, he does all that, but he's not monogamous.
He's not reliable. Yeah.
He's not reliable when it comes to monogamy. Like, that's who he is.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing, and this, these are white women, right? My favorite thing is nowadays the cheating stories, right? Okay. And half these things are actually written by women. You can tell, okay? And women always talk when she cheats on the guy and blows up her marriage. He's made me feel alive and blah, 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 blah. Then it's never about practicality. They never married a guy, okay?
Yeah. I mean, look, the number of white women in their, let's say, mid-30s to early 40s who threw it at me, and luckily, I'm literally in a physical place. I don't necessarily have to deal with that. But when I was in, especially like DC, man, there's a lot of these like HR manager types, career government service types, who black, white, whatever. I mean, they'll be happily married, happily, but then they'll have all the trappings, right?
They will. Yeah, they need some on the side. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I remember I was invited to this one woman's birthday party. I was probably 28. She was probably 42, and and she was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you made it." And it was, right down the street. So I walked over, and over there hanging out. And she was like, her husband was just like, "Get her the fuck away from me." He was like, "Please take her, please take her."
Oh, okay, okay.
They had the perfect family.
They
were like,
they're
still married. They're still married.
Yeah, they're still married. It's a business now. It's not a relationship. It's a business.
Like chief tech officer, some mid-level firm, and she was like, senior director or something. But like, she just took a liking to me, and I was like, I was naive. Please, like she really wanted to get down.
Please take her off my hands and do something with this woman, okay? Because I don't want to do that with her no more. Because he got his stuff on the side.
Yeah, they got their kids. They're good. They got the house. They got the family houses from the parents. Like that's the benefit of marriage is you have all these assets and you have to just figure out how to manage all of it. But outside of that, you got to manage that relationship, and that just.
You mean to tell me women think with their vaginas like, but they tell us that men are the ones that think with men are influenced by their penis. They don't think with their penis. Women think with their vaginas. Actually, I taught men how to control their women emotionally, especially through their penis. Okay, reverse the game. That's what pimps do. Okay, if you want to control a woman, if you can make her orgasm continuously or orgasm on a regular basis, you can actually control her. Okay.
Yep,
There's only
your red flags.
there's only so far she will go with you because she's gonna want you to get down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now you trust and believe, man. You
Who
can
watch,
tell. You can tell if you walk in the house and you ain't put it down in a minute, okay? And she bitching and moaning and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I remember one time, man, my fiance, man, I had just gotten over there, man. I just finished playing ball, and I wanted to take a shower, man, and I hadn't popped her in like a week or something like that, and she all bitchy and gruff and
Let me smell your dick.
No, none of that. And then, just fussing, right? I said, I said, what I want you to do. I said, I want you to go in that bedroom, take off all your clothes, get on them covers. I'm gonna take this shower. I'll be in there in a minute. And she pouted, but guess what she did? Exactly what I did.
She needed that release.
You need that release. It is what it is.
Yeah, B. Simone went in line when she came out that video. No more dick.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that is funny. And she shut up too, didn't she?
Yep.
And if it also doesn't help if she got imprinted by a bad boy when she was young, she'll end up choosing the same guy over and over again. Yeah, that's a tough one. Okay, that's a really tough one. And you can't replace the imprint. You can't overcome the imprint. What you can do is assume the position of the imprint. Okay, if you figure out what he did to get her in that position. Okay, if you talk to her long enough, she'll tell you. She'll kind of. It's not gonna come out all at once because she don't actually want you to know the secret. But see, if you talk to her long enough, she'll actually tell you what he did and certain triggers that he did to actually get her to actually imprint her. And all you have to do is, if you want to, you might not want to. So I had to do that with my fiance. I had to do that with a couple of chicks, man. It's like, okay, you had to figure out what was their triggers. Had the same experience in DC as you. She brought her friend. She brought her friends to a party to check you out. I was having, I think it was to show off her bull based off her looks. I was getting, that's what she wanted approval from her Fae group. If you read Scorpio's, cousin Tita, he actually prints on the Scorpio, right? What is it called? God, what's the name of the book? He actually talks about the Fae group, and which is a female hierarchy group. If you watch Insecure, right, you can actually see the Fae group in action. Okay, where's the light-skinned girl? She was the princess, so she was the queen bee, and you can see it in descending order. So when she brings around her friend group, okay, they're there to actually evaluate you. So yeah,
I've been around that. That shit is not fun. Normally, you down like at the round table.
And normally you can tell how serious she is about you if she introduces you to her friend group. Okay, that means she wants to keep you, and she needs approval.
Yes, I still value meeting the mom more. You know what I'm saying? I like meeting the moms.
Okay. Meeting the family as a whole, meeting the family as a whole is one way. That's what she was raised with, right? Who she is her friend group.
Yes, because like you got to think about it. Like we're not like we were 50 years ago, where everybody lives down the block.
Scriptures. That's the name of the book. Seduction Scriptures. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
No, because a lot of times, a lot of these girls. Let's say you're from small town Ohio, North Carolina, whatever, right? You're gonna go off to the big state school or Ivy or something like that. This is that type of girl who would be an insecure, like that. She went to Berkeley or whatever, and then she goes down to Los Angeles and she winds up in New York. Right? Yeah, you're gonna be thousands of miles, at the very least, hundreds of miles away from your family, but you're gonna be around your girlfriends and your network. And so those will be the girls in your sorority and all that stuff. And then those are the ones who are gonna know her way more. They're gonna know all this crazy.
They're gonna know the grown person of her. Okay,
exactly.
Basically, the family knows the child version of her, right? What she was actually raised with. Okay, you need both sides, but the thing is, if you really want to know who she is as a grown person, her friend group will tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, most
They'll grill
definitely.
the fuck out of you.
And what I like is I was just saying I like the parents more because when I bring a woman over my mother's house
Mm-hmm.
and she sees through your shadow and everything,
Yeah.
I get to know who you are and how
Who
you
you
operate. Yeah,
who
yeah.
who she is as a child. You need both. Okay. You
Mm-hmm.
need both. You need
Yeah.
both her Faye group and her family. Okay. You need both.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
If she's
Yep.
serious about you, okay, you'll meet both. If she's not, then it's hit or miss. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
It's just
the first thing they want to do, like if she's serious about you, introduce to her family and her friends, her female group.
Because they know her. I mean, they went and they did all the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
All
Like
of it. In
like
undergrad, in grad school.
yeah. They undergrad, they hang out. She's the one they're the ones she will call when there's an issue, okay, before she calls her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who will put bugs in her ear about you. If they disapprove of you, you're gonna have problems with her because the
Mm-hmm.
will be pulling her a different direction. Okay.
Or they can champion you too.
Or they can if they can champion, they can keep you together. Yeah. That's why it's important. But see, with her, but
most definitely.
but your importance to her will actually be determined by if you meet those two groups, her family and her Faye group, her best friends, right? Don't meet none of those, you're a concubine. Okay, you're there for a good time. Don't get serious with her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall in
Oh yeah.
love. Don't fall in love with you.
When I was out with my Thunderbolt, she called her mom and I highlighted her mom because her mom loves me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Who's her best friend?
Oh, see, this is a character. T is her best friend, so I met her from T, and I used to smash T and her sister in high school, and so I was an alternative at the moment, right? And so I think I was at Arby's. You know where Arby's is where I live, right there.
Uh-huh.
And she got off the bus, and she works there. So Thunderbolt was with her, and that's right when I met her. I was like, oh, she's cute. She's West African, but she mixed race, so she got those weird eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I met her. And it was like T had a boyfriend already
Okay.
at that time. So it was like I was hitting it for a long time.
Yeah. So you already knew who she was. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just muted myself. I usually mute myself or just stop talking when someone else.
Okay.
I try to. I'm gotten better.
Yeah, we got about 30 more minutes if you guys want to get up here. If not, we're gonna end it after that. So I guess the haters are someplace else tonight.
I know Jake Jr. Yeah, he was over there. He was over there, probably down in 8th Street. Yeah. Trying to get to know him, and all of a sudden, she's like, "Well, these are my girls from Georgetown."
Yeah. Showing off the bull. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think about him, girl? You better go hit that. Mm-hmm.
He's in one of Theo's guys too. I mean, he's been cooking. He's been real cooking.
I'm trying to get my nephew to get with it, man. Make this money while it's still there.
Now is the time, man. I've gotten so I had. All right, it's picking up for some guys. It's not. I'm trying to get like a sense of where the market is at. It's generally moving in a positive direction. I've gotten a lot of hits remote, and then I got a lot of hits that are local. But I'm in a mid market, and so like a smaller market, right? But I'm positioned for a couple of places. I get called for DMV, New York, a couple of southern places, Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, Richmond, and so I get hits from these places. There was another one I got hit from, but I've gotten hit from a lot of places.
They want you to be in office or what?
It's split. It's probably 30% remote, 40% hybrid, but it's like hybrid coming once a quarter.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all.
Yeah. Which is very doable. It's like come in for the sprint planning. We're doing our quarterly work, and then the other 30% that's like what do you call it? On site. Okay. I just don't even respond to those guys. And I don't respond to Indians either. Like I think that's part of the thing that like you were talking about earlier months ago or over the past few months is like the Indians have been in here. They're reinforcing the caste system, and I just don't respond to them. They farm for resumes. They lead like interviews that even if you do 100%, they're still not going to nix you to give it to their friends. I mean, they're practicing like a friendly in-group system.
Yeah, and Latinos do that a lot here too. So it is what it is.
Try not speaking Spanish to be in South Florida. You're cooked.
Yeah, it's tribal. Yeah, very tribal. So is what it is.
If your nephew keeps it up, if he gets his certs, learns Python, has his Terraform down, and starts to move over to AWS. I mean, we had a guy who went from 0 to hero. He had some experience in another field, but it took him 14 months to get hired.
Okay.
So his first paycheck paid for everything.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm trying to get him up to stuff, man, because you got 4 kids. He's 4 for 4. So
I got to do something. I got a cousin who's in that same bag. I told him about it, and he was like, "All right." And then he got wrapped up as family stuff happened, and good, regular family stuff, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling my nephew Baby Future. So
my bad. I hit my house Wi-Fi. It's like it disconnects when I hit my house Wi-Fi for some reason.
It depends because it probably switch over. Because it's switching over from one server to the next, so it'll do that.
Yeah, I had to get an extender just because of that.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not fond of extenders just because of people trying to steal your Wi-Fi and shit like that. So I try to keep it tight.
Yeah, I got the I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but I wired my place for the 10 gigabit, right? And I have 2 networks. I have a publicly exposed one that only lets certain things egress, and then has limited ingress, right? And I only have the access for just my devices, right? And so it has a separate password. It's a randomly divided one, so it's a little more complex to get access to it. And I don't broadcast anything but that extender, and it only reaches for 20 feet.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry about it too much. But the stuff inside the place, inside my place, is only inside my place and only wired and doesn't broadcast publicly.
Okay.
So it's like you got to like think of like the layers and how you get it's a mess, but it works. But
I'm not getting into that deeper technicality, so I try to keep
it's not harder than you think. But it's just like when you talk about it, it's just like it's a little more confusing. But when you think about, all right, do you want to broadcast your Wi-Fi? Sure, but then to who?
Yeah, and you have to lock it down, and you can you can do it. It's more trouble is because you have to only allow certified registered devices actually access to Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff. So you can do that, but like I said, it's more trouble.
Yes, but then you don't want to get somebody, real illegal on your stuff.
Yeah, that's the issue. So I'd rather just keep it tight, because I'm I'm in LA, big city, all that kind of shit. So
man, you have no idea who could be out there.
yeah,
lunatics,
and I do believe the feds tap in every now and then. So because every time I see a white van come in, put some stuff in, and come out, and sometimes I had to stop accepting service calls I didn't call for.
Yeah,
we're having problems with your service, blah blah blah, and we want to come out and check your stuff like that. I did it once, and they didn't find shit. I said, okay, you come in to put something in. Okay,
there's only so much research that you need to do on a location without having to figure stuff out. It's not like you're living in the vice president's mansion, right? You're not the Naval Observatory. Like there's only so many things that could be wrong.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a very influential group that happens to have the ear of the president's advisors, and the president has this former president, current president, always have to speak about it. I mean, like I tell people, read the book FBI's, and it'll talk about how they used to monitor all Black literature, cultural products, and whatever.
Everything,
because they were just like, well,
it's even worse now. It's even worse now. So it's everybody.
It's sucked up in some data center in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you have to allow only MAC address with MAC addresses which are registered. Because when I was in Guatemala, the guy I was actually renting a place from, he has Wi-Fi. You had to register your MAC address with his server to get access. So, which is more trouble. And if you have different devices, it's a headache. You have to go back in and put in your MAC address to your server. So you can lock it down, okay, but you have to go directly to the router to lock it down.
I mean, I just hate when you're using multiple devices and you have to go on your app to set it to 2.4 for 30 minutes. I'm kind of breathing hard because I was bringing stuff inside from the garage.
Yeah.
And my damn son opened the door and my dogs ran out.
Oh, okay.
I had to catch both of them. They run us, but yeah, it's annoying because I went and did an update on my internet and they gave me a new router, and it doesn't automatically switch, so you have to press the button and it does it for 30 minutes. So,
okay.
So it changes the frequency. Shit was annoying as hell. I had to do it with all my cameras.
Oh, really?
The house.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because it was a different IP too.
Okay.
Then it's the Cat 6 or 7. I forgot. Cat 6. Then
it's Cat 6 right now. Cat 7 is just starting to come out, and most of the devices don't have 6.
The ports.
The IP was IP6. I think it's IP6.
It's not only that. It's the end of the stick. It's the end that clamps into your router. Most of them don't fit them.
Yeah,
it's slightly different.
It's
I had to do 6.
Go ahead.
I had to do my doorbell. I had to do all 6 cameras around my house. And like small devices, and it gives you 30 minutes to do it.
Oh,
so you just have to click it again.
Then yeah. Unless you take a device and you key it in manually.
Yeah. It gives you 30 minutes, and it sets the frequency to 2.4.
Yeah.
So regular devices can attach to it, then it goes back to the regular setting, but it holds them within there.
Yeah. In other words, it's just like Bluetooth, right? It'll stay open for so long and accept the Bluetooth access point, and then it'll shut itself down automatically.
Yep.
You need high typing speed to join Theo's class. No, most people, the things that'll make it easier. Okay, you don't need to type high speed. It'll make it easier, but the thing is, you don't need it. You'll learn it as you go along.
Yeah. If I could recommend what you need, all right.
Go ahead.
Roughly $1,000. All right, like because that's the cost of the course. There's a couple of extraneous costs, like they're going to do like a supplemental Python class specific for DevOps and like infrastructure. I think it's like probably $30 a month for like, I don't know, 3 or 6 months, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then you're going to have time and discipline. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, time.
Because like a lot of guys struggle in the first few months, and then life happens. But then if you can really push and really sink it, I mean, I've seen like Law was on BGS's stream like 4 or 5 months ago. I mean, that guy couldn't do anything on a computer, and now he's moving forward. And he's working with AI right now. Right, like this guy. I mean, like it's crazy. In 16 months, he's been all around, and he can do it. He can really do it. So it's just really time, dedication. And I've seen guys, they make a jump at a certain point, and then it just locks in, and they just keep moving and keep moving and keep moving. And that's the thing. Is like Theo's biggest thing is he pushes you because he believes in you. You just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, the IoT devices are not locked down because they're not really supposed to be. So they're not like your personal, like your phone or your laptops. They don't have the same kind of security, so they're easy to penetrate. So they're a lot harder to actually lock down. So if you really want to lock down a device, you have to wire it.
Yeah.
You want to lock down a camera, run that wire. You want it locked down, otherwise people can actually access it.
Yeah.
Because the device doesn't cost enough for them to actually put that kind of security into the device. Okay. That's why. But if you really want it locked down, you wire that bad boy. Okay. Ain't nobody gonna penetrate that. But the thing is, the reason you put up a wireless device is because you don't want to go through the hassle of drilling holes and into your
plaster and shit going all over the place.
You want to lock that bad boy down? Have a central hub where it feeds into and wire that camera into that hub. Okay, ain't nobody gonna penetrate that. Okay, otherwise it's gonna be vulnerable.
Yeah, and when you have a central hub, put it in your wall behind the picture. That's the best place. Don't put it in like your closet or living room because that's easy to find. Put it behind the picture. Put it in your wall, and you can run. That's what my dad does. You know, I told you he does the federal cameras and all that in DC. So you go in your attic, you find the 2 board pieces, you drill a hole enough for 3 wires. You tape them together because it makes it easier to run down the wall. Once you run it down the wall, you go to the area where you made the hole, and what you want to do is you want to always hyper focus on your outlet switches and your flicker switches on the wall, so you know where you're dropping it. So once you drop it, you drill the hole, you run the wire through, you put the device, you grab a piece of wood, nail it to the frame of the house, mount the recording device within the wall. Then you plug it in. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And once you mount it, you just you get some drywall, you put it up, cover it up, repaint right there, and you're good. Don't put it in your room. Don't put it, because if somebody breaks in your house or somebody just wants to see what's on your camera, all they got to do is just grab it.
Yeah.
You know, so put it in the wall.
Redundancy, and then have it hidden off the bat, so even your primary is hidden. Yeah. And I'll agree with Ninja Person there about getting guys out of their own way. That's a big thing. That's a big. I think that's a big.
Because they're not trained to think that way, so you're trying to get them to think a different way. Because IT, there's a certain worldview and mindset you have to think to get into IT. It's not automatic, and most people don't think that way.
It's not really difficult, but when you're not there, it's like a mountain.
And even people that want to do it don't want to do aren't going to do it. Their worldview won't let. Okay, unless you like law, you actually have enough dog and you actually overcome that.
Yeah. He still has it too. Now he's studying. Now he has the job and he's studying. He's trying to get the second contract. Now I'm like, all right, good. Now you're listening to me. Listen to everybody who told you.
He's got his formula down now, but he's changed his mindset. He's changed his worldview. But it's not easy to do. Yeah. I mean, people. It takes a long time. You don't start training an engineer at 18. You start training an engineer at 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And you weed them out till they get to that point. Okay. Everybody knows that it doesn't start at 18. You know, if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, it's very difficult to actually change your BIOS in midstream. Okay.
Yeah. You've been trained to serve, and all of a sudden you've been trained to get agency. And I mean, that's the big thing. I want the men in the class to have the agency to make the decision. Yeah. And there's been people who snuck in or been snuck in who've been like, y'all need to come back and save the community. I'm like, no. The men who decide to do that, they can choose to do that, but they need to have the agency to be able to do what they need to do in life. That means saving somebody.
Save the community. How?
That's a bigger question too.
I always ask them, okay, y'all need to come in. How? Don't ask what we need to do. How? You're here with a suggestion. How do we save the community? I don't know. You just have to do it. No, we don't have to do shit. You come. It's your idea. How do you do it?
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they can't come up with an idea. Otherwise, they'd be doing it already. They're trying to get you to do it for free.
Give them a reason.
What are your thoughts on the new T app? I haven't looked at it. Okay. I'm not surprised. Okay. It's just replacing the word of mouth that women would normally do.
Oh, did you know those are we dating the same guys?
Yeah.
Group?
Yeah.
Because that just, it's a micro, just multiplied that.
Yeah. The internet would expose you all. So it's not going to stop them from dating the guy. Because there's a reason they date the same guy.
Yeah.
until the guy can't afford them anymore. Okay,
or he just moves on. Right.
Yeah, engineering activities, truck list. Okay.
There you go.
Yep.
Getting them
Geometry.
busy.
Yeah. Yep. As he moves forward, yeah. Geometry is a little further away, but yeah.
You'd be surprised, man. Kids can just soak up shit, though. They can, if you just keep them guided.
They can soak it up. But thing is, you have to. It's better to give them in sequence. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What this I forget what they call it. This the way they're teaching kids now, they're giving it bits and pieces. It doesn't make sense. Instead of giving it to them, have them master it in sequence.
Yeah, and then build on the building blocks, and then add another step,
and then build on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, you have to go through this math. It's the so-called new math where they give it in bits and pieces. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for women, especially, right? But saying if you give it in sequence, have to master their addition, their subtraction, their timetables, and then their word problems, and moved your way up where they actually master the building blocks. Where by the time they get to geometry or algebra or whatever, right? They don't have to worry about it because the foundation blocks are solid. When I have to go back and people are having problems in higher math, it's normally the lower math they haven't mastered yet. But if you treat it like a building, right, in blocks, okay, don't give them geometry yet, unless you can give them simple shapes and stuff like that, but that's going to happen anyway with blocks and stuff like that. But the mathematical parts about geometry, okay, don't worry about that. Make sure they master their lower math first, and then as they get older, okay, when they master stuff, then they give them the next step. They can master it, master the lower stuff at 3, 4, 5, okay, and then you give them the next.
What kills me is like people don't read before they start trying to do the math. Because I mean, if you actually read it and you find out what mode mean and all that stuff is, you're kind of if you just try to do
you can't do math without reading. Okay.
Yeah, that's the part that people miss.
You can calculate, but you can't do math without reading. It's impossible. Especially higher math. Especially higher math.
Was it the Hebrew Israelites got it right, man? Read, brother, read.
I mean, reading is the symbolic language. Even math is symbolic language, right? Symbolic language is the highest form of intellect that you can actually master. And reading is symbolic. And if you can basically, I'm learning with Swahili. If you can learn a language, you can learn a foreign language. You can learn anything. Okay, it's the same. It's the same process. Exact same process. Okay, the lingo and what it means, what it translates to. Say if you want to learn a programming language, it's a language. That's why they call it that. Okay. If you learn what it is and memorize the language, just like you do with words, what it means, what it goes to. Okay, then when you actually go to use it, it'll flow. Okay. Because the different words or the different functions are the words, right? Okay, and the grammar, how you piece the sentence together, is the programming. Okay, how you actually piece it together, how you piece a sentence together. Okay, that is programming. Is using the grammar and using grammar rules.
Oh, yeah, this is one of the first ones that me and my son made. He destroyed it, kind of. But just Coke bottle with wheels. These are from my RC wheels. And it's from these books.
I
remember that.
You tell you destroyed it, but
but he learned. Okay, he learned. He learned how to construct it.
Yep.
And that's how. In fact, there's a guy that invented. He actually invented the first program against malware. Okay, I think it's called Shields Up. And then he invented the program that made him all his money, a recovery program for hard drives. Okay, so he made all his money. His father started him off when he was like 6 or 7, bringing home a bunch of electronics and all kind of crap, right? So he actually tear it up and experiment with it when he was like 6. So as he grew older, it shaped his mind into thinking a certain way. That's what you want. Because you're trying to shape his mind.
Mm-hmm. It's another muscle, right?
Yeah.
I like that, man. Your son's gonna be cooking.
Well, yeah.
Or daughter. I don't know.
Well, he's got both. Oh, he's got 2 kids,
Okay.
2 sons.
Okay. Oh, good for you.
Yeah. But that's how you train an engineer.
Yeah.
How to practically take things apart.
Yeah. Yeah. So I try to do something new with him every week.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, last 2 weeks, been he's in swimming classes in the morning. So we haven't really been doing this. Mostly Andrew been reading to him, and he's been doing words and writing. But so his swimming lessons, and I think next week, and we're gonna get back to this.
Yeah. Like my grandson, he wants to be an entertainer. The thing I missed that I should have insisted upon, but I'm not his father, okay, is him learning piano. I should have made him learn piano when he was like kindergarten and start. Okay, so by this time he'd be composing and stuff like that. But it is what it is. You got too many women in his ear. No, he don't need to do that right now. It's too hard.
Yeah, too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what Mozart was doing that stuff at 6 years old, 5 years old?
Yeah.
There's no reason he couldn't.
Yeah. Prince will tell you he started with 7 playing the piano, his father's piano.
I sent you that link to that writing thing, didn't I? Where the ink disappears after they're done writing. After like 10 minutes, it disappears. I think I sent it to you.
You might have. I have to go back and look for it.
It's good. I bought 2 of them, so I got like $10 that it comes with little finger things that you stick your finger in, and it has a ink that disappears.
Oh, like disappearing ink. Okay. I think I've seen that. Yeah.
It's good.
A very, very old technology that's used to pass messages.
You rub a little lemon on it.
It'll come out. Yep. Said my daughter hates piano. She has no choice. Yep. And she's Asian. She got to learn. Was it piano or what? Violin, right? If you're Asian,
maybe some cello.
Yeah. Yeah. She'll thank you later. All right, good people. Closing thoughts. Anything else that we missed?
The price is going up for Theo's class on Monday. So if any guys want to get into it, they should go for the Facebook group. Let me actually drop that in the chat.
Please do.
But I'm
going to ask.
Yes, they will. Give me a minute or two. But yeah, this is good. I appreciate you having me up, and enjoy your Saturday. Honestly.
I'm thinking about it, but at some point reviewing the movie. What is it? Disappearing Acts, right? A 92 and a 87. And
what?
I don't know that.
Problem that they have.
What movie is it?
Disappearing Acts with
Madonna.
What's his name? Blade.
That's the Wesley Snipes.
And what's her name?
Tyler Perry.
It wasn't Tyler Perry. No. The chick that wrote Stella Got Her Groove Back. She wrote the book, and they made a movie out of it. But the thing is, it's a 92 octane and a 87 construction worker, and stuff they go through. It actually shows you the octanes in detail. Okay.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
I remember that movie, but I can't remember who made it.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
It has my wife in it.
Oh, what's her name? Oh, she got the prettiest lips.
Probably.
No.
Terry McMillan?
No, the chick that is Terry McMillan. She wrote the book, but saying is it was made by somebody else. But shit, help produce it.
It's Annihilation. Yes,
it's Annihilation with the pretty lips. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you're going to utilize it to talk about the 92?
The 92s and the 87s because that's what my daughter's going through. Yeah.
That's the Love and Basketball woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That'd be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching a clip from it, and and she was talking. He snatched the phone off the wall. I said, "Oh shit!" I said, "Okay, that's an 87 and a 92. You're not listening to me." I said, "Oh shit." You rather talk to your girlfriends than to talk to me. So, oh boy, that's an 87 and a 92.
Yeah, my woman says that, and it's like you rather talk to your friends. I say, baby, you're not talking about nothing. You're just talking. Like sometimes, like
How long do you give her, man, to download?
um, it depends.
How?
Sometimes I'm an asshole. I'm gonna be serious. I'm an asshole. So it's
I know
like,
you're an asshole, but the thing is, how much time per day do you give her actually download?
I say 10.
10 minutes? That's it?
Well, this is the issue. So she comes in late, then she sees the boys, then she's breast pumping. So it's kind of like you're doing it in between, so you're not actually even focused on what you're talking about. It's just a spur. But if it's like an off day and she's talking, I just sit there. It's like she's still trying to fulfill that motherly. Let me finish pumping. Let me handle this, and then you take a shower. I know my son's gonna wake up. Then you try to just speak to me randomly, and it's just like
I can tell you because this is what I set up for my niece. Okay.
Yeah.
Set up a time. Okay. Half an hour every day. Same time every day. No matter what she's doing, no, don't matter. Okay, well, breast that shit can wait. Okay, from 7 to 7:30, we're actually gonna sit down and talk, and you get all that out. And then once 7:30 rolls around, then go take care of your shit.
Yeah, I was just laughing when she said, "You let your friends talk and y'all be arguing and talking." And I said, "Yo,
you want to stop all that?" I'm telling you, okay. If you do that, because my niece was saying the exact same. He don't talk to me, and by the time it escalates, all the kind of shit. I said, she does it for an hour, okay. So
yeah,
right after dinner, go ahead.
The crazy thing is, the stuff that we talk about, I've talked to her about years, and it's like you're talking to me about it, but you only care now that you physically see it, certain things happen. Like,
yeah, of course.
I've told you this since my 20s, 30s.
Yeah, but the thing is that they go, yeah, because it's not real to her.
Yeah, it's not real. Then she actually sees it happen, and she's like,
because women don't see ahead, they see the now. Okay, that's all they. Okay, well, I'm telling you, okay. Schedule a time, okay, a hard set time to talk. Don't let anything interfere. If it's from 6 to 6:30, 7 to 7:30, whatever. The 30 minutes, that's hers. Nope. Sit your ass down. We gotta talk for this 30 minutes, okay? And after 30 minutes, okay, boop, go do what you want. All that stuff will eliminate. If you do that for Friday, Monday through Friday, the rest of the time you don't have to worry about this shit because it will all come out.
And like the before we go, the funniest thing. So we talked 2 days ago because we were both off, and she's like, you can go on more walks with me when we get up, so we can walk the kids around. And she said, what else did she say? She said something about, I forgot the other two, but one of them I said, yeah, that's not happening. I'm good. That's not happening. But the other two, the walk and this conversations that we have, we can do that.
Yeah.
The last one, I forgot what she said, but I was just like, nah, you're out on that. Go, it's not happening.
No, now unsunken one, I mean download. Okay, she's already uploaded where she was at. Okay, she uploads into her brain. She needs to offload that shit onto you. She download from her brain to your mind. That's called a download. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can say you leave me the F alone. Okay, but thing is, you want to solve the problem. You want the problem to actually fester. Okay, it's up to you.
Pretty much, but yeah, my dad's flying in. He'll be here. He just landed, so we got about an hour. And that's why my mom was having that conversation. She knew he was about to, come through.
Okay.
Be here for like 5 days, so she wanted to bring him up. It's like, oh, he's here. That's why you got the kids all day. Yeah.
And they never leave, man.
They never.
It's like Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out.
Yeah, both of the grandmas do the same thing. I come.
Uh-huh.
Her mom, she making food, talking about wait, while I wait until I'm there another 40 minutes. My mom, I come, it's literally 9:40.
Okay.
Giving my son a bath. You know what time I was, you should have gave him a bath at like 7. Stop playing. You're just doing this on purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what they do.
They want to take control. They want shit to be their way. As long as you got them, baby, you can do anything you want. Okay. I don't run your house. When they're in my house, they do what I do.
Yep.
When it's outside your house, that's what you do. Okay. As long as it doesn't come back and affect me, I'm good.
Yep.
Okay. That's all I say.
Yep.
Anyway, closing thought?
Oh man, just let's keep on going forward, planning for whatever and maintaining. That's all I can say.
Yeah, like buckle up. It gets rough from here, so get ready.
It does.
All right.
Have a good night.
All right, good people.
What can I say? Mamba out.
Muzyka Denis Siedem.